We often think comebacks have to be loud. We imagine some big, dramatic speech, a perfect, movie-like return. But the strongest comeback I've ever seen didn't start with a roar. It began with a whisper. When the next point? Not the match, not the year. Just the next point. Her name was Alyssa. 29, smart, quiet, and known as the reliable one. The person who always held it together, until the year everything fell apart in small, humiliating ways. Her job role changed. A long-term relationship ended, and a surprise bill landed on her doorstep like a threat. Slowly, Alyssa stopped trusting herself. It wasn't because she stopped working hard, but because all her effort wasn't producing any proof. One night, she was watching highlights from a tennis match. It was just background noise while she ate dinner alone, but the screen showed a champion in her element. Serena Williams, focused, fearless, completely unbothered by the pressure. Alyssa didn't even really like tennis, but she couldn't look away. Then, Serena lost a point. And she didn't crumble. She didn't argue with the umpire. She didn't act like her entire identity was injured. Instead, she turned, adjusted her strings, and reset her feet like a well-practiced ritual. Alyssa paused the video. She thought, how does someone stay that calm when the stakes are that high? The next day, she tried to fix her life, the way most of us do. She made a huge, ambitious plan. A plan so intense, it looked more like a punishment. Wake up at 5 a.m. A brand new diet. A new career track. New everything. By day 3, she had already failed the plan, and she hated herself for it. That's when she realized her real problem. She didn't need more motivation. She needed a rule, something small enough to survive a bad day. So, she did something unusual. She signed up for a cheap tennis clinic at a public court, not because she wanted to become a tennis player, but because she wanted to borrow a mindset. The clinic was basic. There were kids, total beginners, and the smell of sunscreen was everywhere. Alyssa was the oldest person there by a long shot. She almost turned around and left, until the coach said something that landed hard. In tennis, you don't get to rewrite the last point. You only get the next one. A week later, that same community court hosted a charity event. Alyssa went without any expectations. Then she saw a familiar present: security, cameras, a growing crowd, and there she was, the legend herself, Serena Williams, in real life. She wasn't performing. She was just ... there, talking to kids, smiling. Alyssa stood far away, feeling a little ridiculous. But she heard Serena say something calm and simple, something like, I don't need to be perfect. I just need the next point. Alyssa didn't get to meet her. She didn't get a selfie, but she got something much better. A sentence that felt like a hand on her shoulder. That night, Alyssa wrote on a sticky note, win the next point. Then, she started translating that idea into real life. If she overslept, the next point was to drink a glass of water, make the bed, and start her day anyway. If she ate junk food, the next point was to go for a short walk, not to spiral into self-hate. If she got a rejection, the next point was to rewrite the first paragraph and send one more email. If anxiety hit hard, the next point was to take 10 slow breaths, feel her feet on the floor, and name 5 things she could see. She stopped asking herself, how do I fix everything? And started asking, what is the next point I can win in the next 5 minutes? And that single shift changed the entire game. Because the human mind can't carry the weight of forever, but it can carry the weight of now. Of course, life tested her because life always does. Alyssa finally landed an interview for a role she really wanted. She prepared for days, but in the interview, her nerves got loud. She started talking too fast. She completely forgot a key example she had practiced. She left the building convinced she had blown it. The old Alyssa would have spiraled for a week. She would have replayed every single sentence like a form of self, but instead, she sat in her car and whispered to herself, next point. Her next point was small. She sent a thank you email that included a clean, sharp follow-up idea. It wasn't desperate. It wasn't apologetic. It was just professional. Then she went to the tennis court, not to escape, but to practice the art of resetting. 2 days later, she got the call. It wasn't, "You got the job immediately," but it was, "We'd like to move forward to the next round." Alyssa didn't feel like she had magically become a new person. She felt like she had returned to herself, one point at a time. And here's the powerful truth she realized. Champions aren't the people who never lose points. They are the people who refuse to lose 2 points in their mind at the same time, the point that just happened, and the point they keep replaying over and over. So if you feel like you're behind right now, if you feel like you're losing, stop trying to win the whole match tonight. Just win the next point. And then win the next one after that. Leave a comment with the words, "next point." And tell me, what is your next point today? What is one small action, one simple reset you can do in the next 5 minutes? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.